Oh, honey, today we're going back, way back, 100 years, give or take. Because if you're like me, Maggie, mid-50s, running purely on black tea and butter, you know there's something special about how folks used to cook. It wasn't all about shiny gadgets or smart ovens. Nope. Back then, it was about good, solid tools that did the job right. And they lasted forever, just like Grandma's cast iron skillet that could double as home security. So let's talk. 7 timeless kitchen tools that every good cook swore by a century ago. And yes, some of them still beat modern junk by a mile. Number 1, the cast iron skillet. I mean, if this isn't the Beyoncé of vintage cookware, I don't know what is. Heavy, sturdy, non-stick when loved right, and it never quits. Folks back then fried bacon, baked cornbread, and even flipped cakes in it. You could drop it off the roof and still fry an egg. You've probably got one hiding in your kitchen already. If not, go rescue one from a thrift store. Just don't use soap. That's sacrilege. Number 2, the butter churn. Now don't roll your eyes. We're not saying everyone needs to churn butter daily, but 100 years ago, people actually did. They had cream from the cow out back and a wooden churn in the corner. Crank, 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 and boom, fresh butter. And let me tell you something. Once you taste real churned butter, that store-bought stuff tastes like sadness. It's creamy, rich, and it makes toast feel like a luxury. Number 3, a good old rolling pin, not the skinny plastic ones. I'm talking about the thick, heavy wooden beast that could flatten dough, and maybe solve an argument. Women back then didn't use it for show. They rolled biscuits, pies, noodles, you name it. No handles, no nonsense, just you and your dough. I still use mine. And every time I do, I hear my mom saying, "Don't push, roll." Still don't know what she meant. I just roll and pray. Number 4, manual egg beater. Before mixers got motors, there was the crank beater. You hold it, spin it like your life depends on it, and pray your arms don't fall off. It whipped egg whites like a champ and built biceps along the way. Was it fast? Not really. Did it work? Oh yes. Some of them had handles that looked like fancy art. You'd find one in every kitchen drawer, ready to beat the devil out of some eggs. Number 5, the flour sifter. Every proper kitchen had one. It usually had a little crank and a mesh inside. You dump in flour and crank away, and out came this soft, fluffy powder. It got rid of lumps and made sure your cake didn't turn into a brick. Now, sure, you can skip this step nowadays, but trust me, if you want a light cake, sift it like a 1920s baker with a grudge. Number 6, the grater. And no, not those 4-sided ones that eat your knuckles. I'm talking about flat metal ones with holes in them the size of moon craters. They used these for cheese, onions, potatoes, and losing bits of their fingertips, but they were effective, and they didn't need a power cord or 10 dishwasher cycles to clean. Plus, they fit right in a drawer, a miracle compared to some of today's kitchen robots. Number 7, mortar and pestle. I know, you're thinking, isn't that for fancy chefs? Nope. 100 years ago, every home cook had one. They used it for spices, herbs, even medicine. You just smash, swirl, and grind your way to flavor heaven. It's the difference between meh and wow when it comes to spice. Plus, it makes you feel powerful, grinding pepper like an ancient queen. Yes, please. Now, you might be wondering, do I need all these in my kitchen today? Honestly, maybe not. But if you're into old school cooking like me, they're more than just tools. They're a connection, a whisper from the past. And most days, I'd rather have that than another blinking appliance with 32 buttons and no soul. Before you run off to raid your grandma's attic or the nearest flea market, let me give you a little something. I made a vintage cooking cheat sheet just for cooks like us. Ever get confused by those weird measurements in old recipes? Don't know what a gill or butter the size of an egg means? Yep, I've been there. That's why I made this cheat sheet. It clears up all those old recipe mysteries. It's easy to read, it's pretty, if I do say so myself, and it'll save you hours of frustration. You can find it through the link in the description, or just visit ClassicFork.com/cheat. And hey, if you've used any of these vintage tools before, leave me a comment. Tell me what's still in your kitchen. I'd love to know I'm not the only one still rolling dough with something older than my marriage. Talk soon, sugar, and keep that apron tight.